Hello, welcome to the next episode in my PixInsight tutorial series, and today it is all about stretching. We are going to be talking about all the tools you can use, how to use them so that you can begin stretching your astro images in PixInsight. Okay, let's get going. So I just have a picture here. This is a picture of Andromeda. Obviously this is unstretched. We can just faintly see the core in there, but other than that, we can't really see a whole lot. Now, there are multiple tools you can use for stretching in PixInsight, and we're going to go over at least the most popular ones today. I'm sure there are more because there's a million ways to do it in here. Now, up here in the process bar up here at the top, you will see out here in the side, you have this little radioactive icon. This is a shortcut to what's called the ScreenTransferFunction. This is essentially your AutoStretch. Now, you can run this in two modes. You can either run it in linked or unlinked. If you run it linked, it's going to stretch all the channels the same. If you run that unlinked, it's going to stretch all the channels individually. If you hold, you can over here, you can see if you hold Control and click, it will do unlinked. So that means they were just going to stretch them whatever way they think is most suitable for each individual channel. So we'll try to do that. We're going to hit Control and click. And there we go. That is a auto stretch. Very beautiful. Now we can use these buttons here to clear our screen transfer function, and we can try to shift click. This is where it is in link mode, so it's going to stretch the channels equally, and then the colors are way off. It depends, of course, on your image, what it is you're using. If you're using one-shot color, you might want to use linked. If you're using mono, this is a stack of mono, then you might want to do it this way. But again, that's you could basically try it, and in our case, just using the the linked one seems to work best. Now, there are other ways you can access this, because if we go over here to processes, we can go up here and we can actually search for it for the screen transfer function. Double click on it. Go on. There, it's going to highlight it, and we can open it up here. You can also go up to processes if you want to find it up here. Here you can also find the screen transfer function if you want to. I sometimes find it easier to use this one because you can do a free text search. But anyway, in here you can see you can essentially just, you know, move this around, and then you can go and you can like drag it on there if you want to do something. And of course you can also just click the auto stretch button in here. That's the same as what you get up here. You basically have all the same settings in here as you did with the other one. And if you want to, of course, apply it, you have the option to just click apply, and now we can close it, and you can actually have it applied to your image. So let's talk about the histogram transformation, which we have right here. Okay, when you use the histogram transformation, this is, well, just a histogram. So what we do here is we select what view we want to see, which image we want to stretch, basically. In my case, this is called image 7, so I'm going to select image 7. And now I get a view of the channels, as you can see here. And I can now begin to play around with the histogram. We can see this is what it looks like. This is the result as we see it up here. And of course, you have the option to say, oh, you know what? I only want to stretch the blue, maybe. Right now, we were stretching all of them before. We're stretching RGB, so we're stretching all the channels at the same time. But maybe I wanted to do, let's say, I want to stretch the red up a little bit. So we're going to increase the red until it maybe matches with the blue, and then we're going to increase the green until it matches with the two others, something like that. And we can sit here down here and we can switch between them, and we can kind of control everything and move it around and stuff like that. And of course, you have the real-time preview here. If you click that, you can now see it, and that means now, as I'm applying this, it updates over in my window, as you can see. So that's one way to do it, just using the histogram. And in this case, you would probably, you know, raise it up and then say, okay, lower that down, and then raise that up a bit more, and you keep raising it up and keep lowering these here. Whoa, that's too much. But you can sit, you can play around with this, and again, as always, once you're done, you can click apply, and it's going to be applied, and then you can go and reset this back to the default. We can just click the little reset icon down here in the corner, and it resets everything back to where it was, and we now can go ahead and do another stretch if we want to. This is, again, a very, very simple way of doing stretching. There are more advanced tools in here that we probably want to use. Okay, we're back on the original state as we was before. And let's talk about probably the most advanced tool. Oops, that's not in here. in here. That is what's called the curve transformation tool. This is probably the one you want to use, by far the most advanced tool of them all. It looks very similar to the histogram transformation. And we're going to open up a real-time preview again so we can actually see what we're doing here. And to a large extent, it is the same, but you just have more controls. Rather than just having the sliders on here, now, again, we're stretching all colors right now. You are now able to just begin stretching, and you can see there it creates markers. So we can begin to really fine tune this curve and say, oh, we want more of an S curve out of this, or you know what, I don't want this to go all the way up there so soon, so I'm gonna ease off, not to overexpose the core. You know, you can sit and you can really play around with this in here if you want to. And we can just reset this. But, and similar as the other one, you also have access to doing this with each of the individual colors. So all we really do is, I think the way I like to start is to just start by stretching it up a little bit with using all the channels at the same time. Again, trying to really protect my high, so I don't want to have that peaked up there at the top, because we really want to, when you're doing galaxies, you really want to be careful with that center, because it's so easy to end up just blowing out the core. So you really want to make sure that that center there doesn't get blown out, and I do that by keeping this line right here at a decent angle whilst doing stretches. And again, the name of the game with stretching is small increments, a little bit at a time. I think one of the strongest features with the curve transformation tools is if I want to say, hey, you know what, I would really like this part of the galaxies to be more prominent. I can just hover over it, and it basically shows me on the curve here exactly where that is, where those colors are. So now I know, okay, that is around there. So what I'm gonna do is I can place one just before it, just after it. That one after, I'm gonna raise that up, and the one before it, I'm gonna lower that down. Basically create that S curve right around where those arms are. And you can kind of see here, especially if I took and actually made a preview here, you can see here as I'm moving that around that area, how we can really begin. So this was about here was probably the original, and you can see here now we can really begin to pull out areas of the galaxy that was previously not so easy to see. So we can go ahead and apply this and reset. And now we can say, okay, maybe we want to try to stretch out here. Okay, so that's kind of spread out over an area around there, so we're probably going to be a little more careful here, go a little wider, and be careful with that top there, not to get the center of the galaxy too overexposed. It's already a bit overexposed compared to what I usually would, but you can sit and you can really just, you know, click around on it and say, oh, now this moved up there, that's good, we can go and apply it. And another really cool feature is you can see here we have access to a lot more than just the color channels. For instance, we now also have access to the S out here, which is the saturation. That means we can now stretch on saturation, and saturation is a measurement of how intense the colors are. So we can maybe go and say, you know what, the areas of this that has more muted colors, let's try to boost them and keep the high saturated areas the same. And we can do that, for instance, by just putting in what I like to call a guard point. Just put in a point up here like a node, and that means when I'm working on it down here, the top you can see is not moving a whole lot. That almost stays the same as I'm doing large changes up here. So you can see I can pretty much like make the galaxy black and white and still keeping some colors out in the outer area. But now I can then begin to slowly play around with this curve here and see, okay, I can pull out some colors of the more muted areas and leave some of the other areas as they were. So maybe something like this. And you can do the same thing with something like, is that hue? I think we have a comber somewhere. Is it this one? Yeah. Yes, that's the chromer here. We can play with that as well. So you have really a lot of different options in terms of really playing around with the colors. I've overcooked this quite a bit. I am well aware of that. I just wanted to show you, this is actually the exact same data last time I did a process on it, just so you can see what you can do with it when you really spend the time. But I'd spend quite a few hours sitting tweaking colors in order to get to this result. The purpose of this video is just to give you a quick overview of the different stretching tools in PixInsight. If you want a more in-depth guide, then do let me know in the comment section, and I might do a more in-depth stretching tutorial for PixInsight in the future. But for now, this should get you started, and happy processing. You can see how they perfectly overlap with the nebulosity there. That means those are now ready to be stitched together. Where do I want to start kind of place, right? We saw the Hubble palette we did before with the green one. We saw the HRO palette we did there, but